Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and in this one I want to talk about the new monsters we got shown during the most recent trailer, the most recent Capcom showcase, because they dropped the motherload. They dropped a combination of things that people wanted to see, things people had no idea about. Honestly, it was a fantastic trailer, probably my favourite Sunbreak trailer to date. So in this video, I want to go through the 4 new monsters they spoke about, well actually technically speaking 5, and go through the official details on those. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Let me know in the comments down below which of the new monsters shown are your favourites, which one got you the most hype, and of course don't forget to keep it locked because we have plenty more Sunbreak stuff coming your way. So, to begin with, of course, it should go without saying, we're going to start with Gore Magala, a monster that everyone has been requesting to return for quite some time. Way back even in Monster Hunter World, people were asking for this monster, but of course, in Monster Hunter Rise, people have been asking every time there was a new DLC announcement, and given that, of course, Sunbreak has that sort of vampiric Dracula kind of theme, Gore Magala thematically just fits. So, seeing this one make a return honestly was epic. It is such a cool monster. If you guys are new and you haven't fought it before, you are in for a treat. It's a cool fight, it has fantastic armor, fantastic weapons. It's just going to be hella cool. The excerpt on the official website says Gore Magala possesses wings with black shroud-like membrane. They lack visual receptors, i.e. they don't see, and so to make up for this, they heighten their senses by scattering scales from their wings to ascertain the locations of life forms. At the peak of their senses, feelers extend from their head, their wings unfurl, and they become frenzied. By this point, the Gore Magala have used their scales to precisely detect where its opponents may lie. In their frenzied state, Gore Magala are known to slam into the ground powerfully enough to cause the earth to rupture and protrude, use their massive claws to attempt to subdue foes or prey, or unleash a variety of other devastating attacks. Of course, you have those deep, dark black scales contrasted with the nice sort of purple energy projectiles that sort of are sent out, and honestly, it looks really, really menacing in Rise. It looks like they've done a fantastic job of bringing it back. Obviously, I can't wait to fight it and sort of see what they have done to make it kind of keep up with hunters, given that of course we have a lot more mobility these days, but regardless, Gore Magala is a fantastic addition. However, one of the ones that we did not see coming was Espinas. The main reason for that is, of course, largely speaking, it's always been said that Frontier is not necessarily deemed sort of canon by the main team, so to speak, and for that reason, most of us genuinely thought that we probably would never see Frontier monsters in a quote-unquote mainline Monster Hunter game. However, that has all changed. Honestly, this looks fantastic. I have not fought Espinas before. I didn't play Frontier myself. I am gutted that I missed out on it, so I personally am very excited to also fight this for the first time in Monster Hunter Rise. Espinas is a flying wyvern known for their red spikes on their tough green frame, forming both a means of attack and defense, thus generally keeping foes at bay. As a result, they are often seen sprawled out and relaxing in their domain. Once they sense danger, however, they expand their blood vessels to turn their hide and wing membranes a bright red, and they will run riot with noteworthy brutality. Espinas are notable for this dual nature of theirs, unconcerned by their surroundings to the extent that they sleep openly and often, but also capable of displaying a profoundly savage nature when they feel threatened. Visually, it just has a fantastic design. Sure, some people might be like, hey, it just looks like another wyvern, but honestly, this is a really cool addition, and I mentioned this in the sort of reaction video. I hope now that we have Espinas, maybe it lays the foundation for future additions of more Frontier monsters, because honestly, even though I haven't played the game, I do know of a lot of the Frontier monsters, and some of them do have fantastic designs, some of them look epic in combat, so I'd like to see more return. Also, Espinas does have some pretty cool armor, so I can't wait for that. Of course, following on from there, we then see the return of Daimyo Hermitor. Again, sort of a speculation because previously we had seen the mini sort of crabs wandering around in some of the maps, so it's kind of speculated, but that doesn't necessarily always guarantee that, given that we do have things like the Zamites and we don't have Zamtrios, which is still incredibly sad. But regardless, seeing Daimyo Hermitor make a return, I do like the Carapacians, and of course we have Shogun Senator, so it's only fitting we also have Daimyo Hermitor. These are large Carapacians that live in coastal regions and sandy soil. They use their massive claws to guard themselves against enemy attacks. These creatures wear wyvern skulls on their backs. Unlike the shells carried in their infancy, these shells serve not only as protection, but also as a method for attacking prey. Daimyo Hermitor has never been a hugely difficult monster to fight, but regardless, it was always a cool addition, and honestly, I just like having a wider variety of monster types, not so many sort of wyverns or like fang beasts. Seeing things like Carapacians and other things like that is always a welcome addition. Then, moving on from there, we also got another subspecies. This one is also something that was speculated, given that, of course, in some of the recent gameplay, there were some flaming little sort of arachnoids rolling around, and it does indeed confirm that Payarachna Kadaki is coming to the game. Another subspecies of one of the new monsters. Honestly, again, really happy with this one because I did like Rakna Kadaki. It was a cool looking monster, had some cool armor, so seeing a subspecies version is definitely welcome. This one is described as a subspecies of Rakna Kadaki filled with explosive material. Their bodies are covered in a dark red explosion-resistant webbing. On offense, they strike their forelimbs like flints to induce explosions. An advanced chain of command lets them direct their offspring with a special sound-producing organ. Connecting special detonation threads to offspring in the area lets them expand the explosive area to their positions. So, basically, lots of meaty explosions. And we of course see a little bit of the armor in some of the trailer, and it does look really cool, like in that sort of white and red color scheme, so definitely excited to check this out. However, there are of course additional monsters, or more specifically, one extra one they spoke about, because in their roadmap they mentioned that of course there'll be lots more monsters coming, and of course I'll be touching on the roadmap in a subsequent video, but they did mention Lucent Naga Cougar. They of course haven't put any monster details on the website just yet because this is just a tease, but Lucent Naga Cougar are of course a rare species of Naga Cougar that were introduced in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. It has metallic azure scales, patches of white fur, and a golden coloured chest. This rare species is said to be incredibly territorial, stalking intruders and prey under the cover of night or fog and picking them off with cunning aggressive strikes and venomous effects. It has been a very long time since I last played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I will say this one definitely was a challenging fight. So if you guys haven't fought this before, then don't go into this thinking that if Naga Cougar is a bit of a pushover for you, this is going to be an easy ride, because this monster definitely, or at least in the past, did cause some troubles. Quite how it'll fare again when we've got this increased mobility and all these fancy skills will of course remain to be seen, but I cannot wait to fight that. So for the time being, let's look at the new monsters that were shown off during the showcase and during the trailer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know who else you're hoping to see. If you've missed some of our recent videos, you can check out one of these ones on screen, and stay tuned for plenty more Sunbreak content.